What's up, Anthony? How are you?
I'm doing great, Jamie. How you doing, sir?
I'm all good. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Anytime I can do, to support your guys' podcast, everything, because I'm a big fan of you guys, and I'm here.
Yeah. So you said you just got finished training. What was on the menu?
Well, we did a lot of wrestling today. Just, you know, transitional wrestling and, you know, and scenario wrestling. Me, AJ, Baby Slice, Q, Kana, Joey Beltran. Remember Joey Beltran from,
Yeah.
Bare Knuckles, and he's currently training with us now. So he's a new family. And yeah, we just did a lot of wrestling today. I got my wrestling shoes on, so a lot of wrestling. We've been doing a lot of wrestling these past few weeks, and just really just digging in our roots. Because I'm a wrestler, you know, true in, true out wrestler.
Yeah. Has coronavirus impacted your training at all, or have you still been getting it done?
The only thing it impacted is me not going to 24-hour fitness. That's the only thing it impacted. Other than that, it ain't stopped me from training. It ain't gonna stop me from running and getting in shape. At the end of the day, you know, you are who you are, and you get better. Now you're not only getting better while you're in the gym, but it's all about what you're doing after the gym. Are you running those 6 to 8 miles a day? Are you doing your squats and your push-ups to get stronger? Because in the gym you're just working on technique and you're improving your technique. But cardio comes out, out the gym. It comes on your own time, running, eating healthy. A lot of people forget that, Jamie, that you know, nutrition is key. If you don't have the right nutrition, you're not going to last around in the game. You can be in shape all you want, but if you're eating like shit, your body's not taking the right ingredients to perform better for what it needs.
Yeah. And do you work with a nutritionist, or do you take care of your own nutrition?
Oh no, I got a nutritionist. My nutritionist is named Eric. He's a nutritionist for Conor. He's done lots of nutritionists for Conor McGregor. Um, he's currently is a nutritionist for Anthony Pettis. He's done in the past Demi Lovato, a lot of Bellator fighters and UFC fighters. So he's well known in that department. A lot of boxers from Showtime, and wow. And so I have a good nutritionist. He's taking care of me. We just linked up this year after my Bellator fight because he was out of town. You know, my last Bellator fight wasn't the best because I caught the flu. So going into the fight, I had a flu. So when you have the flu, your cardio is not going to be up to par that you normally do, especially when you're just now getting over one.
Yeah. Especially as well when you're trying to cut that weight then as well with the flu.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's worse because your cardio is not there. Because you constantly have to rehydrate. You really can't cut because every time you're cutting, you know, your symptoms are getting worse because you need to hydrate your body.
Yeah. So actually, how did you get started in martial arts? Like, what's your background? Did you get started as a kid, or were you later into the game?
Oh no, I just played, watching Mike Tyson fight and stuff as a kid. I was about 25 when I first got introduced into MMA. I used to go to 24-hour fitness, and a gentleman named James Lee Hardman saw me coming from 24-hour fitness. And I had my T-shirt. I was a very muscular kid. He was like, "Hey, I noticed, you seem dedicated. I noticed that you go to 24-hour fitness a lot. Have you ever thought about doing MMA fight?" I'm like, "What's that? I've never even heard of MMA." And then he was like, "Hey, come on by. I'll show you what it is." So he invited me to his gym for the first 2 weeks. I tried it out. I actually liked it. He's like, "Hey, you want to ever fight in the cage?" I'm like, "Sure, why not? Let me try." I never did it before. Why not? So my first 2 weeks ever doing MMA got me my first fight in Reno. I did that, knocked the guy out in the second round, TKO, and I just fell in love with the sport. Now, how I came to LA, how I met Antonio and AJ and everything, um, I wasn't with a specific team. So I called up Antonio and said, "Hey, I want to be a fighter." He's like, "Come on by." Me and my girl just broke up. I was living in Stockton. He was like, you have to find a job, but we got a house that you can stay at for a couple months till you find a job. I'm like, all right, cool, great. So I go to the house. I don't have a job. AJ McKee, he gets me a job. He's security at this club. He gets me a job as a stripper at at this club. So I was stripping for a few months before I even started professionally fighting. That's how I was getting my money, my income. I was stripping for anything, and then sky was the limit when I got into Bellator. After that,
Yeah. And so you mentioned like you a wrestler. Would you have wrestled as a kid through school?
no wrestling. I never wrestled as a kid. I never did boxing. I did a little boxing. I did a little box. Sorry about that. I did a little boxing here and there, but no wrestling.
Okay. So and I presume like the stripping was that an experience? Was I'd say I have some wild stories from that, some wild memories.
Oh man, it was crazy experience, man. Months and months of experience. It was a good time at the time. It was really like the thing was really like a Magic Mike thing. I swear to you. You know, I'm just glad I didn't have to dance in front of men at all. I'm glad because I wasn't going to do that. But it was a good experience. A lot of people wonder where I get my little dance move. There you go. So
And that's where the pretty boy name comes from as well, is it?
Absolutely, pretty boy, absolutely.
Savage. So like so how long do you think it was? Because you said it wasn't too long before you had a fight. How long do you actually think it was before you stepped in for your first fight? How long had you been training?
Well, I had my first fight with Bellator before I went to Antonio, before I moved to LA, and I was never training. It was just on pure athleticism. I played basketball in high school and little summer college. I just never really trained. I just cut the weight just to fight. One of my good buddies, James, he was like, hey, Bellator has a fight. This is a good way for you to get your foot in the door. With Bellator.
Yeah.
This guy was like, I believe 5-1 that I fought, I think, and I lost the fight. And from that time, I wanted to take my career serious. That's when I moved to LA and got a job, and that's when I knew I was going to be a fighter. A lot of people ask me, Jamie, they say, how does it feel being punched in the face? Shit, I don't even know. I don't get it in the face. That's why they call me the Pretty Boy.
Yeah, I suppose the job is to hit the other guy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So is someone like would Mike Tyson have been somebody that you would have looked up to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As far as sports idolizing, The Rock, like those two played a big part of my life, big part of my role as far as a sports role model. Those two, because as a kid, you look at combat sport, you look at boxing. Okay, you see guys with gloves punching each other. But when you look at MMA, you're like, ooh, it's kind of a little bit more brutal, But I knew I was destined to do great things when it came to combat sport.
Yeah. So how many fights had you had? Like, so you didn't stick with the stripping for too long or the dancing for too long.
No,
How
absolutely not. I did like 12 amateur fights. I did like 12 amateur fights, but in MMA, but as an amateur, I was like, I was like 6'6", like I was about 5'7". I never really took it serious. I didn't start taking it serious until actually I got on my win streak. That's when I actually took fighting serious.
Yeah. So that's right. Recently, like you fought some big names like in Bellator, like even for a guy who wasn't taking it serious, like fighting James Gallagher, Adam Borix, guys like that who are like headlining events. Like you've been
Yeah,
in and weren't even taking it serious.
right. And a lot of people criticize me for those fights. Oh, you lost to shit fighters, but people don't realize, like, hey, I've been only fighting professionally for like 2 years when I fought him, and on top of that, I only had 2 fights going into the James Gallagher, which he had 5. He was 5-0, and then I only had and then the same thing going against Adam Beaufort when he was 9-0. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got thrown in there. No one building me up. Bellator didn't build me up. You know, it's okay. I understand the business. You know, but no one built me up. I didn't start my career at 0-0, fighting a debuter just like me, then fighting a 1-1 or 3-1, then going to 4-2. So I never got that. I was just thrown in the wolves, you know, and I accepted the bad boy role. I accepted the bad guy role. You know, it just is what it is. You know, was those good experiences? Absolutely. Would I beat those guys now if I fought them now? Absolutely. I'll dominate them. Smash them right now. Like, our wrestling's on par with the top. You know, like I'm ready. You know, if I fought James Gallagher right now, I would literally smash this dude. I will out-grapple him fast. Definitely out-strike because he doesn't have a strike. You know, Alan Bowrix is a little bit tougher, but you saw that fight with Alan Bowrix if you ever got the chance to see it, did you?
I haven't fully watched it back now, so I must give it a full
Watch,
watch back.
go to Bellator.com, look up Bowrix name on there, and you'll see my fight with Bowrix. You're gonna see who clearly was winning that fight. And we all know Bowrix is a striker, right?
Yeah.
Watch that fight, Jamie. I swear to God, watch that fight, and you'll see that. Oh snaps! Pretty Boy was actually out striking Adam Bowrix. You know, so but those are learning lessons. You know, you think about those my second and third fight to now I'm on my 12th fight.
Yeah.
You know, so I still, Jamie, I swear to God, I be forgetting, like, yo, I fought 12 times professionally. Like, shit. Like, I sometimes forget how many times I fought. It's kind of
Yeah.
scary.
So, like, even on those fights, and even with maybe the fight after that with Dean Barry, you always kind of you do manage to build up a bit of a storm about it. I remember there was a good vibe, or like a lot of hype going into the fight that you had with Dean. I remember a lot of hype going into the fight you had with James. Is that kind of, like you said, it's part of the business? Do you make it part of your business to kind of try and hype the fights up, or is that just you being you?
Well, no, that was just me. That was just me being me. But it was also I understood the business of getting the people involved, because you can be an Elemenenko and be a born fighter, but if you're actually an exciting fighter, people want to see that exciting guy fight. They want to keep their eyes on who's this guy. So after I fought Dean, I was like, Bama, give me another fight ASAP. Let's go right now. They gave me Mike Hells, who was 5-0. I'm like, great, perfect. I'll fight him. Let's go. You know, I got the momentum going. I'm ready to go. And, you know, and such and such. And then from there on, I just went on the streak. I actually started taking my career serious. I started training serious and fighting serious. And now a lot of people look at me. They're like, hey, Anthony Taylor is better than what his record actually says. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm a dangerous fighter.
Yeah, I think there's that's kind of a common thing in MMA. I think, isn't it? Like, you have guys who maybe they jump into the professional game, they maybe don't take it too serious at the start, but then when they start to maybe take it serious and see that it's a legitimate career, their records don't fully say what how good the fighter is.
Exactly. You know, you get a lot of people on Twitter, you know, if you think about it, oh, your record is 7-5, you're a shit fighter, but they don't realize how many fights has he won in a row out of that 7-5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people don't realize, okay, I'm 7-5, but I'm on a 5-fight win streak. That tells a lot about a person, and they don't really see that. Oh, you're a shit fighter. Okay, you fight nobodies. Yeah, sure. Tell that to the average guy who's fought a lot of people. I mean, a lot of guys I fought, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I fought a lot of contenders. I fought an ex-UFC fighter, Chris Avila. A lot of people don't give my credit, but it's okay.
Yeah. Going back to just like the Dean Barry fight, it was kind of like in the first round, he was kind of he was winning the stand up exchanges. So was the plan in the second round to go straight for the takedown, because you went for the takedown very early in the second round?
Well, when I fought Dean Barry, my goal was to outstrike him. But man, this guy kept moving so much. He would just move. He would just come in, move, but it was for some reason, I was going to take him down. I wasn't going to take him down. I was going to strike with him the whole fight. But, man, he kicked me. And then I stepped very awkward, and he kicked my front leg. I just felt something buckle bob out in my knee. I was like, oh, no. Something in my knee buckled. I didn't know what happened with it. So I was like, shit. End of the second round, in first round. So when I went into my corner, I was like, man, something's wrong with my knee. Like, I don't know what's going on. I think I stepped somewhere and kicked in a certain place. I don't know what happened. And I was like, man, I told myself in my corner, I was like, if Dean Barry keeps kicking me in this spot, I'm gonna have to go off the fight. Like, I literally can't walk. They was in my corner, from Dublin Combat Academy. They're like, just take him down if you can. Take him down because he doesn't have a ground game. I'm like, all right, cool. So that's when I went for the takedown. Took him down. I knew he was very green. I knew he didn't have experience on the stand, on the grappling, because, I mean, look at him. He was a striker. And I got the win. I tell people ask me, who was the most technical fighter that you fought in your career? I would have to say Dean Barry was my most challenging fighter that I fought in my whole career. If Dean Barry fought Bowrix, Dean Barry would be Bowrix right now. If Dean Barry fought Gallagher, Dean Barry would be Gallagher right now. Dean Barry, I see Dean Barry actually going to the UFC. A lot of people don't understand how good he is and how good of his footwork is, but me and Dean will fight again. So we'll definitely be in the UFC or Bellator, whichever our paths meets again. I wish him the best. And me and him are friends. We're very good friends on Instagram and Twitter. So we follow each other. We talk a lot together. So we're good buddies. We had a good fight. And I'm learning a lot. He's learning a lot in this game. We're really young in the game. I might be. A lot of people don't know, Jamie. I'm 30 years old. A lot of people don't know that. But I look about 24, 25.
Yeah, you do. You do. Yeah, like that. Was that just like you said, you in the corner, you had the guys from Dublin Combat Academy. You came over on your own. Was that all part of just you didn't have a team, that a steady team, because you just weren't taking it too serious at that time?
Yeah, true. I wasn't in the right place at the time when I fought Dean. And, my coach had my back. My coach, Tony was like, hey, we'll support you. I just can't make it. He couldn't make that trip. He was cornering Joey Davis at the time. So, fortunately, things came out.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it did.
Yeah. And so would you even say that Dean was a tougher fight than someone like who's been in the UFC, like Chris Avila?
By far, Dean was the best. I'm telling you this right now. Dean Barry was the best opponent that I've ever fought in my 12-fight career. By far, the best opponent.
Yeah.
Quick. Very quick for a shot. Huge. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good. Just broke up there for a second. So,
No
is the plan to stick with Bellator, or would you like to maybe make a run for the UFC at some point?
Well, I'm a free agent right now, Jamie. So, I would like to stay with Bellator, but it's up to Bellator if they want me to continue fighting for them. My manager spoke to the matchmakers from the UFC. The matchmakers from the UFC knows who I am. They asked, hey, Anthony, can you get to 10-5 with a couple of finish? I can possibly make it to the UFC. 10-5 record, 8-fight win streak. That's pretty reasonable to get to the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we get some finishes in it. But I would like to stay and finish my career at Bellator because I started with Bellator. The owners, the people that I work with in Bellator, they're very nice people. I know them personally. I follow them on social media. Very understanding. I really can't say too much about the UFC because I never fought for the UFC. I don't know how the operation goes in the UFC, so I really can't say too much about the UFC. Right now I'm trying to get a fight with Bellator. One person I've been wanting to fight, Aaron Chalmers.
Yeah, I saw on social media that there was a call out. What kind of prompted that?
Well, I tell people every time, all my interviews, I have nothing but good things to say about Aaron Chalmers. He's the nicest man you'll ever meet. Very humble guy, faithful man, loving father, loving friend, a really good guy. I just feel like it's a time in my career, and his time in his career for us to take the next step to fight each other. And he's down to fight. I like fighting overseas. Aaron Chalmers is the guy to me that catapulted me where I need to go. I mean, when I beat Aaron Chalmers, I don't really get any notoriety out of that. It's just if I beat Aaron Chalmers, it's more of, oh, you beat a celebrity wannabe fighter just to get the fame. Okay, cool. I get his Instagram, Twitter followers, his fan base, right? But if Aaron Chalmers beats me, he benefits more for me because I'm a real MMA fighter. I'm not a celebrity or this. He beats me, people start taking Aaron Chalmers seriously about fighting. Okay, you're a serious fighter. You're not a celebrity. You're not a Gordy Shore celebrity. You're an MMA fighter. You actually beat an MMA fighter who takes his career serious. Him fighting a guy 7'5", I'm fighting a guy 5'2". We're both beatable. I told Aaron, I'll knock you out. You're not as good as you think. You haven't fought an opponent with my experience, with my knowledge. You fought a lot of guys who are like 1-1, 0-0, 3-1. You haven't fought a real opponent.
Yeah, I do think. I suppose it goes back to that part of the business. They're trying to build him up, but I don't think he's fought guys who have been the best quality guys. But
Absolutely, it's time now. Like, yo, bro, you're 5-2. Bellator's not going to be feeding you guys 3-1, 3-1, 2-1, 2-2, 4-4, 5-5. No more of that. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Put your mouth where your money is. Put your money where your mouth is.
Money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
So do you think that's a fight Bellator will make when fights pick up?
If I want to fight, Jamie, I'm getting that fight if I want. And I want that fight. So we will fight in England, and I will make sure all his fine little Gordy Short friends are there. His little fine ass friends, all his fine hot little female friends from Gordy Short. Man, they so yummy. They're all going to be there. Especially, I don't know if it's Charlotte. That's Charlotte.
She has been on the show yet.
Yeah, she's pretty damn hot.
Yeah, shoot your shot, I guess. Oh. Shoot your shot.
They all, man, I follow them on Instagram, so I know. But I want to make sure there's something next to it. And Chalmers who I'm betting after for sure.
And maybe if it happens that maybe that fight can't be made, is there anybody else that stands out?
I haven't thought about that. I haven't even thought about that at all. I was supposed to fight Cage Warriors in April, but it never came in to happen. I can't really say the opponent because it kind of ruined the thing if I do fight Cage Warriors, for one fight contract. But, but if I do, I'll still let you know that fight will happen still this year. Just want to let you know. It'll still happen this year and happen in England. I've been trying to fight Patty, but, not a good matchup for Patty. And, so I'm ready, man. Wherever Bellator, UFC, they call me, let's make it happen. I'm not going to shy from a fight. People call me out all the time.
Yeah. I think would you step into something maybe like, would you ever think of maybe something like the Dana White's Contender Series? Would you step into something like that, or maybe the Ultimate Fighter? Would that be something you might ever look at?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you never know. When you're a free agent, anything is possible, Jamie. Anything is possible because you're not obligated because you're in contract with one company now. But anything is possible. Hell, I can go to Bellator, or I can go to C, or I can go to WWE. Right now I'm getting my acting career into play, so that acting is one of my forte. That I'm starting to get into, and anything is possible. Like one another Ultimate Fighter, UFC, Bellator, WWE, acting. Anything is possible, and I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm not rushing myself. I'm not doing nothing crazy or anything about, that's going to risk my health. I'm just taking it one day at a time and just really taking my time to study my craft. So, and just study and just learn who I am more of a man as a person.
Yeah. Savage. So is WWE something you would like to pursue even after fighting then?
Yeah, absolutely. WWE's always been a dream for me. I've always watched WWE as a kid. Who wouldn't want to do WWE? Having to be on TV every single week, being so famous, everybody having cardboard with your names written on it. Action figures. You in a video game. Why would you not want to be in that? It's just so flavorful and everything's so fun about it. A lot of these fighters' personalities come from WWE. Think about it.
Yeah, it's very there's a big crossover there. You've seen some people crossing over. I suppose like Ronda has crossed over, and
Yeah,
Brock
WWE
Lesnar.
has yeah WWE has made a lot of the MMA personalities out there. Connor, stuff like that. We see a lot of stuff that Connor gets his gimmicks from, but he puts it in his little ways. But man, I would love to fight. I would love to compete in WWE. I would love to. If I had the opportunity, why not?
Yeah, that'd be pretty. I think it's something especially men, or I suppose when they were boys, it's definitely something I think a lot of guys that you dream of when you're a kid is are you going to step into the WWE?
Oh yeah. Do the people's elbow, the rock bottom,
Yeah.
Stone Cold Stunner, the pedigree, all that stuff is exciting. It is very exciting.
So like you said, you haven't 24-hour fitness has been closed. But what if you were preparing for a fight? What would a training schedule look like for you?
If I prepare for a fight, it'll be 6 days a week, twice a day. That's me constantly. That's me constantly training my ass off. And I train from 10 in the morning. Well, yeah, pretty much 6 days a week, 2 times a day. Um, a lot of it will be normally technique, and then pad work and cardio the next session.
Yeah. So then, like in terms of like strength and conditioning sessions, how many sessions of those a week would you do?
Yeah, like what I do normally at home.
Yeah.
Well, what I do at home, I normally run. I get up and run, do some jump squats, push-ups, little weight trainings, pull-ups, just to get my upper and lower body strength. And I do a lot of, one-on-one boxing with Antonio McKee. So we do a lot of one-on-one stuff. He does a lot with the fighters, just one-on-one time with everybody. And from there, we just take it easy. We're not trying to. We don't know when all this is going to end, so we can't really say because we haven't been training as a group. So I haven't seen everybody there, But we'll get about like 5 people come in. We just train here and there, but I'm staying pretty busy, keeping in shape. I'm in shape right now. I'm in shape.
Yeah. And it's like I think when you were picking your team and you wanted to start taking it more serious, was there anything that stood out for going with the team that you did go with, or was it just they were kind of close?
I started my professional career with Body Shop. I started my professional career with Body Shop. I was never going to leave them. Me personally wasn't in the right mind. Q, you gonna mess up my rims, bro. I just wasn't in the right mindset at the time when I was fighting at all. And now that I am, I'm in a better state, better connection with my teammates, just overall just sync with my teammates.
Yeah. And do you think did you ever feel or have you felt that you may be at a disadvantage? Because like you said, you came into martial arts, I suppose, quite late compared to what you see a lot of other people coming in like in 25. Have you ever felt like a bit of a disadvantage? Do you think it would have benefited if you came into the sport earlier?
Um, I mean, you can never know. Like, I tell myself, like, hey, I wish I got into jujitsu or wrestling when I was younger in high school. Of course, it would have made a bigger difference. But I mean, I'm happy at where I am now. I get to choose my destiny as a fighter. I get to choose my fights, who I want to fight, because I'm more veteran. It's not like I'm being told, well, you need to fight this guy. You got to fight that guy. No, now I'm in control of my career. Because at first I was letting everybody else control my career. Now I'm in control of my career.
Yeah. So as a point that so a couple of other people have made who maybe have started into the sport a little bit later is that they haven't taken as much damage as you would have if you came in earlier. Do you think that's going to benefit in the end?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of it, like, a lot of people start off, like, think about it, Jamie. Just think about it here. When we think about wrestling, most likely wrestler turns into MMA fighters. It's starting to trend like that.
Yeah.
It's starting to become a trend. Hey, if you're going to be a wrestler, you're most likely going to be an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
So it's starting to turn into that way since, but not a lot of people get into it. I'm one of the few occasions. I was one of the few occasions in Bellator who don't have a background per se, like jujitsu as a kid, wrestling in college and high school. I was one of those guys who was just literally found off the streets, turned into a fighter.
Yeah. That's a good story. That's a movie story.
Yeah, that is a movie story.
Yeah. So it's like that's the thing. Like you're seeing a lot of people move, like you said, a lot of wrestlers are moving to MMA. Or seeing it. Like I come from a taekwondo background myself, and you see some guys that are moving into MMA because that's where the money is. Like a lot of these other martial arts or these other sports, combat sports, there isn't money in it. Like if you're wrestling and you're not going, once you've got past college and if you're not going to the Olympics, is there money in it? So I say MMA is kind of where people have to go.
Yeah, if you want to start making money and beating people up, yeah, go for it. For sure, go for it.
Were you ever the type of guy to fight outside the cage? You enjoy fighting in the cage. Were you ever somebody who would have got into fights outside?
Nah, like as a kid, but nah. Out here where I grew up, and it's dangerous. You fight outside the streets, people, everything goes, guns, weapons. So I stayed away from the crime. I was never a bad kid growing up. Um, got into trouble, but not like to a point where the law was involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I was always a good kid, just around a lot of bad apples. But yeah, everything was easy growing up. It, financially, it wasn't. But as a kid, I had a good little childhood with me and my friends.
yeah. If you weren't a fighter, what do you think you would be?
I honestly don't know, Jamie. I really don't know. Like I said, my career started 5 years ago. I never thought I'd be this far in 5 years.
Yeah,
I could have been stripping still.
yeah. I get the feeling you weren't going to be in a 9 to 5 job.
No, hell no, hell no. I didn't. I was always a hard worker. That's one thing you'll know. I was always a hard worker.
Yeah. So I suppose it's kind of before we nearly finish up. Really, is if you had to pick a favorite fighter to watch, uh, who would you pick?
John Jones, very technical, very game plan savvy. He likes to challenge himself. So I like that. You know, um, he's very, very, very technical. I used to like really liking watching Benson Henderson because he's just a hard worker.
Yeah. And is there anything that in their styles that you try to add into your own?
Everybody's style is different. You know, my style is more like a Mayweather style. I hit you, but I don't get hit. You have to come to me, chase you. Um, I'm an aggressor, but I'm also a counter fighter. You know, so whatever you give, I'm gonna counter that and give you tenfold what you deserve. you know, I don't really take no one's style because I'm not tall. I'm not as tall as them. I might not be as far as length and height and weight. So I try to have my own style to myself.
Yeah. So if you had to pick a favorite fight to watch, so if you're going onto YouTube, you're typing in a fight to watch, what fight would you pick?
Let me see. That's a good one. Probably AJ McKee, because you know, I grew up in the fight game with him, and watching him fight and seeing him improve every single fight would definitely be AJ McKee, my teammate.
Yeah. So actually, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Actually, and I've really enjoyed the chat. Thanks a million for coming on.
Anytime, Jimmy. I appreciate you for taking the time to reach out and me and you getting on the show together. I appreciate you.
Yeah, lovely stuff. So hopefully you get back to proper training. You'll get start getting some fights in.
Yeah, I will definitely, and we'll keep in touch all the time.
Yeah,
And let
sure
me
thing.
know when you want to interview. You can always do an interview.
Sure thing. All the best, man. Stay safe.
I will. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.